Welcome back everyone to Technical Tuesday, and today's video is going to be another swatch video, and I believe we're going to have quite a few until we've gone through all the colors as requested. So as all the previous, we are going to start with my non-Maniology stamping polishes, and I'm going to start with my clear jelly stamper one that I have that is green. We are on greens today. And this is a glow-in-the-dark and is glow number 3 out of their glow-in-the-dark collection. And it is a very gritty formula, so don't let that scare you if you decide to purchase this collection. I did not have any scratching on my plates or anything like that. It does not affect its performance. That is just the glow-in-the-dark pigments. And it is a very sheer and light colored polish. So it is very subtle when stamped. I'm not even sure if I can get it to show up on camera. I remember having trouble getting it to show. It's very faint over both black and white. It's more bright in person over white than what it is on camera, but it is still very faint and subtle. And now onto the 3 Born Pretty ones that I have. This is called Galactic Center, and this is considered a multi-chrome. It does change color depending on the light. It's at least a duochrome. And this is a very old polish, so its formula could have been improved since then if it's still available. But it is kind of on the sheer side. It is very pretty though. It is a very pretty green. And it shows up well over black and white. Make sure I have enough room. When I did my blue video, I had started running out of space. So this next one is called Scenery from Born Pretty, and it shows up very well over both black and white. And it actually reminds me of a color from Maniology, I believe Seedling or Lily Pad, that is very close to. I think it's closer to Lily Pad. Yeah, it's closer to Lily Pad. But it is a very nice, rich, brighter green. It is dark, but it is also bright. So this next one is more of a neon green, and it is called Fist Fight from Born Pretty. Also shows up well over black and white, though it changes into a softer, slightly softer green. More like Willow from Maniology over black. Sorry, I got a little bit of congestion going on here. And very bright neon over white. And due to the fact that it's more of a neon green, may have something to do with the fact that it's not as bright over black. Neons tend to be tend to need like a white base underneath them when you put them over a dark color. So that is most likely why that doesn't show quite as well over black, but it does show well. Okay, so on to the Maniology polishes. We have Garden Gnome, which is a jelly from their Color Splash collection, which is no longer available as far as I know. and it is quite sheer, but it is a nice deep jelly green. Honestly, with their jelly polishes that they have created for jelly stamping polishes, I'm rather impressed by how well they have pulled off the darker colors that they have in their collection, because that's not as easy to accomplish. It's quite impressive, actually. So, over black, you can see it, but it's definitely not as easy to see. And over white, it shows gorgeously, and in fact, it's kind of better than some of the other jelly stamping polishes they have. Okay, so this next one is Spanish Moss, which shows fantastic over white and reasonable over black. Definitely not great, but reasonable. It does change color a little bit over black. But it is definitely a more sagey green. It's very soft, pastel-y, sage-like green. All right, next on our list is Moon Glow, and this leans a little bit into the blue realm, but it is still a green. It's kind of a sagey green with more towards blue than the sage, but it has those kind of feels to it. It even has a hint of a gray feel to it. And this shows up very well over white and more of a gray blue over black. Okay, so this next one is Headliner. And this is a very bright lime kind of green. Not even lime, I don't think. But lime does seem to be kind of the closest to it. It's like a yellow-green. Closer to pistachio, I guess. Pistachio's got a little bit more brown, a little less yellow hues, but this has some, it's a yellowy green. For sure. Not quite a lime. And it shows very well over white and pretty dang well over black. It has more of a yellow hue over black than it does the green hue, but it definitely shows well over both. Okay, so this next one, my sticker's missing on it, but I do know that this is Tree of Life. This is one of the, I have like 4 or 5 of my polishes that the sticker got lost. It fell off, and we don't know what happened to them. And in one case, the sticker was, I guess, lost in the package that when it came in and got thrown away, and I didn't realize it until it was too late. So it just was gone. And so I do know, though, because I went back and I checked and I made sure because it was right afterwards, I made sure to check the collections I bought and the names on the collections and everything else to know what was what. So I do have the swatch sticks to help me keep track of that. But this is Tree of Life, and this is a very nice, it's basically in the teal family, but it's a little bit more green than blue in the teal family, and it's very pretty. I do love it. It's very deep color. Okay, so this next one is one of my favorites from my greens, and this is Poison, and it is a very emerald metallic green, and it is beautiful, and it shows very nicely over both black and white. And that shimmer, guys, that shimmer is beautiful. So this metallic is more of the fine metallic pigments and less chunky. So it's a softer metallic, not as bright in your face, but it is still very pretty. Leia, what's the matter, baby? Come here. Come on, princess. Come on. Come on, sweet girl. Mom's out here. Come on. You don't need to howl across the house, sweetheart. Oh, you will sass me now. Come on. You don't need to sass me. Come on. Come on, big girl. Good girl. There. Is that better? Yes, you're loved, sweetie. I know. You lost Mom. You didn't know where Mom was at. I'm sorry. I know, my sweetheart. Okay. So as you can see, this is very, very strong in the pigmentation and shows very well over the black as well as the white. And I need to reassure the cat that she is loved and and that she is fine. She gets very upset when she doesn't know where Mommy or Daddy is at. Yes, my sweet thing, you are such a sweet, sweet cat, and I love you dearly. Are you having fun rubbing my camera stand? Come on, lay down. Lay down. Oh my goodness, sweetheart. Lay down, baby girl. Yes, I love you too. Oh my goodness, are you rumbling so heavily? My sweet girl. Just lay down. Yes. Okay. Pay the cat tax. Lay down, sweetie. She is very clingy at the moment. She is very much so clinging. Okay. Can you lay down, sweetheart? Please. It's hard for Mama to do this with you standing. Can you lay down? Lay down, please. Lay down, sweetheart. Yes, you're loved. My dear darling princess. Okay, come on, lay down. Okay, I'll give you one last hug, and then you're going to have to get down because you're not laying down. Okay? I love you too. Yes, sweet, sweet princess. I love you too. Okay? But you're not laying down. Lay down, sweetheart. Yes, you hop back up. I see this. And Mama's got cat hair everywhere now. Okay, so this next one is Holly Hell. And this is also a very bright metallic, though this one's got a slightly chunkier metallic pigments in it. Let's see if I can get this dang thing open. Oh God, it's fused shut. Shake it up. Oh, there we go. Oh, that was a tough one. It fused shut. Okay. So this one has a chunkier metallic finish. So it is definitely really bright. And its finish looks a little different than the finer metallic pigments. So it looks a lot like Poison. However, it's got a different size metallic pigment in it. The color is practically the same, except the pigments are a little different in size, making it a chunkier. And also because it reflects the light a little differently, it gives it a slightly softer color than Poison does, but they are very similar colors. Leah, come on, sweetie. Lay down. You were just laying down a second ago. Lay down. This isn't a kitty video, it's a nail video. You sweet thing. Yes, I love you too, baby girl. I'm gonna set you down. Okay? Yes, you're loved, my dear sweet princess. I know in your mind you're neglected. You haven't had mom time yet today. You will get mom time, I promise. And you had a little bit of mom time this morning. You laid on me for a good half an hour before I crawled out of bed. Yes. You got lots of pets and loves and snuggles then. Alright, so this next one is called Pasture. And this is another soft, sagey light green. This is definitely in the pastel realm. This is more of a pastel green. And that one shows up great over black and white. Just a second. And it doesn't change much over black, but it does change a little bit. Okay, so this next one is Pistachio, and it is a yellowy brown green. And over white, it definitely has a more deep yellowy brown feel and less of the green feel, but over black, it definitely starts showing more of its green pigmentation. Yay, scammer calls. Oh yeah, definitely with that kind of number. Okay, so this next one is Lacewing, which is very pretty shimmer. Yeah, if I can get this dang thing open. Shimmery brown green. And it looks a lot like Pistachio, but it has a nice shimmer to it, and it's a very golden shimmer. It's almost like an olive green, actually. Olive green would be a good description. See if I can get this shimmer to show a little bit better. Look at that beautiful shimmer. And it shows up very well over both black and white, though over black it does deepen the color a little bit. But if you see on the cap, like it does show pretty equally over both. Okay, so this next one is Evergreen. And it's a lot like Lacewing and Pistachio, just a little bit deeper into the green, a little less the yellow and brown, and you know, making it more like an olive green. And so the green pigment in it definitely shows more over the black than it does, and it has a more green hue over the black than it does over the white. It has that more olive hue over the white. Okay, so this next one definitely has a hint of blue and gray in it, and it is Callidium. She goes to the other room and starts howling again. Leia! She is being clingy today. But this one shows very well over both black and white. The color changes very slightly over the black. It gives it more of a blue hue and a little less of the green hue over black. And it does definitely have some gray hues over the black as well. Yes, you're loved. Why are you howling across the house, sweetie? You know where I'm at. Because you came out here quietly. You know exactly where I'm at. So why are you howling in there? Hmm? What's your problem, sweetheart? Yes, I do love you too. You are quite loved, sweetheart. I assure you, you're quite loved. Okay, so this next one is called Morning Snow. And it is definitely a blue-green, but it leans more heavily into the green. It is a very soft color too. I feel like when they named this, it definitely has a very wintry feel to it. So I can definitely agree to that. And it's quite equal over both black and white. You can see it quite clearly even at distance by zooming in. So it is very opaque. It does a very good job of stamping over both colors. She's wandering off probably to go howl somewhere else. All right, this next one is Rustle. It looks a lot like Morning Snow, just a little darker. And like the previous one, it also stamps very excellently over both black and white. It's pretty equal over both. Okay, so this next one is called Trickster. And it is bright. Oh my goodness, is it bright. This is a very yellowy green, and it looks almost completely yellow over black, and it stays the same over white as what it is by itself. It stamps beautifully over white. It has way more yellow hues than green over black. You can barely see the green. Well, on camera it looks green, but in person it looks less green and more yellow. Okay, so this next one's another one of my favorites. This is a deeper green. This is Monstera, and it is a metallic. And it's definitely a mid-size metallic pigment to a larger size metallic pigment, so it is very bright and shimmery, and most definitely shows well over both black and white. It does not waver at all. Ones with this kind of pigmentation generally show fantastic over any color. Okay, so this one quickly turned into one of my favorite greens as well. I was kind of surprised. It came in the camping themed MXM box, and it is called Canteen, and it has a very soft gold shimmer, but it has also a very deep, almost emerald green. So this is a very beautiful color to use when doing like nature mani with forest trees and things like that. It is quite beautiful and not overpowering. That subtle shimmer is just a nice touch when doing things like trees because it gives it that look like it's got light hitting it. It's like natural highlighting. It is absolutely stunning. So I am very fond of this color. It's not a very powerful shimmer, And as you can see in the stamping, the shimmer is very subtle in the actual stamps, and it gives it just that nice little natural highlighting. Okay, so this next one is called Opus 1, and this is definitely a lime green. All the way. This is a lime green. It is bright, it is in your face, and wow. Like, there's no mistaking it. You can see it at a distance. It is bright and so much a lime green. And it's a tad sheer. It's not as much cream based as I would prefer my stamping polishes to have if it's going to be a cream. It's kind of like halfway between a cream and a sheer, and I don't think I ever like that too much. But it does stamp well, and I do like the color overall. Performance-wise, though, it's not my favorite formula, but I do like it. And it is much deeper of a green over black, and much brighter of a green over white. In fact, it looks like seedling over black. Thank you, Leia. You literally painted yourself. You just stuck your tail in the wet polish. Sweetheart. What am I to do with you? Dad's going to be upset when he sees that on you, you know. Because you're not going to let me clean that off. I already know you're not going to let me do it. I'm going to have to pick that out of your fur later. So you don't consume it. That's not good to eat. Now I also have to fix the swatch stick. What are you, Peach now? Peach is the Picasso in the family. You're going to try and take his place? Sweetie, can I clean your tail? You just put polish in your tail. No, you're not going to let me do it. Okay. Lay down, my dear princess. Lay down. Please, you have a green tail. Lay down so I can deal with it. Oh boy. You are quite the nuisance today, sweetie. Yes, you are. You are quite my nuisance today. Can you not? Yes, I love you too. Can you not dip yourself in my polish? Sweetheart. I love you too. I do. You are something else, princess. Yes, you are. Yes, you are something else. Okay, I love you too. Now, can I finish what I started, please? Thank you. I do need to deal with your tail, though. You're green. So, to explain the whole Picasso thing. Peach, one of my older male cats, whenever we are painting walls, feels the need to dip his tail and his little paws into the paint and scatter it throughout the house, all over the floors, little cat prints, and the walls, little swooshes from his tail. He likes to paint, so we call him our little Picasso. And she just felt the need to dip her tail into Opus 1. Okay, so this next one is called For Sure, and it is a newer one, and it is a nice, not quite emerald. It is definitely towards the teal family, but not 100% in the teal family. Metallic, and it is quite beautiful. And it is definitely a heavier metallic, and it shows very well over both black and white. Okay, so this next one is Ducky. And it shows great over both black and white, pretty equally. It's just slightly softer, pastel-y looking over black than it is over white, but it is definitely a nice color. And this one gives me more of a mint, like a pastel mint color. Okay, so this one is Soft Sage. And it definitely has that sage feel over black. Not by itself, it does have that sage color, but it's not as deep of a sage color. It's definitely very pastel-y. Oh my goodness, cat hair's everywhere. She really is clinging today. Cat hair is absolutely everywhere. She's painted herself, and it's dried in there. There's no getting it out easily. She's gonna not be happy with me later when I deal with that, because I'm gonna have to pin her down. So yes, this is a very soft pastel-y green. It's great for spring manis and Easter manis. Okay, so we're going to shift these ever so slightly because there's lots and lots of greens and we do not want to run out of room. So many colors. Okay. So this next one is Willow. Okay. Get that open. This is a newer one, and there was a lot of disappointment with how sheer this one and the other one in that particular box, which was Foxglove, which now this one's not nearly as sheer as Foxglove was. Foxglove was a lot more sheer. And this one, it was kind of sheer, and it showed up well over white, and it showed up okay over black. Excuse me, mainly because of the metallic pigments in it. And this is more of a soft metallic. This is more of a fine to ultra fine metallic pigment inside of it, and giving it a smoother metallic finish. And it is quite beautiful. It is a nice soft green. It has a minty green feel to it. I would say that's probably like the green you would see on a spearmint stick of gum kind of thing. Okay, so this next one was one of the colors from the Pet Cemetery box quite a few years ago at this point. This is Ghoulish, and it is a very heavy metallic yellowy green. For sure. It is a very metallic yellow green. It's got the chunkier metallic pigments, so it is very bright, in your face, shiny. It is very shiny. And it shows beautifully over both black and white. This is absolutely stunning. And I'm not even a yellow green fan, but I do love this particular polish. It performs amazing, and its color is stunning. It also has a slight gold feel to it. I would not be surprised if there is a gold shimmer in there as well as its regular green, yellow green pigment, metallic pigment. My brain's starting to lose steam here, but it is a very beautiful polish. Okay, so this next one was from their BMC days, and as always, when it comes to those, I have no idea if it's just still available. I know quite a few of them are discontinued. This is Empire Club, and it is a bright neon green, and I do mean neon. It looks like it should glow in the dark. It most certainly looks like it should glow in the dark. It is super, super bright. Now, mind you, it does not glow in the dark, but it is bright green. It is a very bright green. It is bright neon green, and it looks like it should glow in the dark, but it doesn't. This would actually make a beautiful base underneath the clear jelly stamper glow in the dark to give it a brighter green and still have the glow. But there is another one just as bright that is still available, that I know is still available, that would work well for that too. And that is the next on my list, which is Food Fight. Now this one's not quite as bright as Empire Club. Even on camera you can see Empire Club's just a hair brighter, but it is still very bright. And it does show very well over white and reasonably well over black, though I feel like Empire Club does it better. I do. I feel like Empire Club does it better. Just kind of sad. Because Empire Club is the older one that you can't get anymore as far as I know. Okay. So, on to the next green, which is Seedling. And this is a nice emerald light green cream color, and it shows phenomenally well over black. Phenomenally well. And very well over white, as to be expected, but over black, it does just as good as it does with white. Absolutely stunning. Now, Seedling is very close to Lily Pad in color, except Lily Pad is a little bit deeper of a green than Seedling. Now, little fun fact, Lily Pad is actually one of their earlier colors. Lily Pad, I have it right here, from back in their Bundle Monster days, but is still available on their site with the updated bottle. So, Lily Pad is actually one of their older colors that is still around. Hi, Leia. You come back from more dipping your tail in the polish. Yes, I see. I love you too. Why are you clinging so hard? I know you still have a little bit of food in your dish. I will feed you more here in a little while, but you still got food. You're not starving. You have water. And you've had mommy love and affection time. So why are you clinging so hard? Is it because it's raining? Do you need the comfort because it's raining? Is that it? You will burn so hard, sweetheart. What are you doing? You gonna get in the back of my chair? That's not a bad spot for you if you want to lay there. You need to figure it out, girl. Lay down if you're going to be in my lap. I can't do this swatch until you lay down because you're going to dunk your tail again. I don't need you to paint yourself any more than you already have, sweetheart. I know. You are such a sweetie. Now lay down. You gonna massage my leg? Can you do it without your claws extended? I got enough holes in that leg from you. Okay, I love you too. So, this is my clinger. She is my clinger today. Yes, my sweet thing. You're such a pretty girl. Yes, and you're so sweet. So, back to swatches, hopefully. This is one of my favorite greens as well. This one's a newer one, and it is so pretty. It is a bit on the sheer side, and it doesn't show quite as well over the black as it does the white, but it is still absolutely stunning. It is a more earthy green with a beautiful gold shimmer, and it is called Grinchmas. And that is appropriate. It definitely is like the Grinch colored green with a gold shimmer. And it is very stunning. And that gold shimmer is so bright on this that it just it is constantly just glimmering. Look at that shimmer. I mean, I don't even have to zoom in, just look at that shimmer. And you can see how it's got a more golden hue over the black than it does over the white. Look, I'm on the last row, Leia. Okay, so this is Rind, and this is definitely a deeper olivey green. You know that doesn't feel good, sweetie. You were stabbing the living daylights out of my leg. Yes. I kind of like my leg whole and not Swiss cheese. You're turning Mom's leg into Swiss cheese, sweetie. I don't have a blanket or anything there. It's just a thin material of my sweatpants that you're stabbing me through. Keep your claws to yourself. Oh my goodness, you're about to dip your tail again. Lay down, baby. Thank you. Silly girl. Okay, so this shows really well over white and pretty well over black, but it is a deeper color by itself, so it is a little harder to see over the black, but it does show up pretty equally over both. It changes ever so slightly with the black. Now this next one came with, this was from a trio set they had released that I don't think is available anymore. And this one's called Peridot, and it came with Astrid and, what was the other one called? I don't remember what the other one's called, but I remember Astrid. I have two of Astrid. That was an oopsie. But this is a nice metallic, soft metallic green. It's almost like a sage green in metallic, and it has the smoother metallic finish from the more ultra fine metallic pigments and less of the chunky metallic pigments. And it is absolutely stunning over both black and white. You're fine, Leah. I know, I'm trying not to disturb you. So you sit still and be a good girl in Mom's lap. Yes. Being difficult this morning. Okay. So this one leans slightly into the teal family, and it's called Pine. And it is definitely a deeper green. And it shows pretty well over both black and white. You can see it even at a distance here, that it shows pretty equally over both. It has a very good formula for sure. There we go, so we don't have a drip. Leia, lay down. Thank you. At least you're sitting. You're not laying, but at least you're sitting. You were about ready to dunk yourself again. Don't give me that look. You were. You're going to be upset when you realize you painted your tail. I don't think you realize you did. Yes, my sweet. I love you too. Now lay down. Okay, so this next one is called Sour Apple, and I actually have a funny story about this one because when I had gotten, I had sold one of my vehicles. We didn't need the vehicle at the time, and we couldn't really afford to have 3 vehicles on our car insurance at the time, so we sold it. And I had bought my husband Magic the Gathering card that he really wanted, that was expensive, and I had bought a large order from Maniology and got several collections of stamping polishes that I did not have yet, and used it was like a 25% off discount code at the same time, so I got a lot of product for much cheaper than what you would normally, because when you buy them in the bundles, they're automatically cheaper than what you got buying them individually, and then on top of that I had the discount code. So I bought a bunch of bundles, and this one came in completely gloopy and like dried up in the bottle. And then I had another one where the cap was completely busted, and it was double bubble, I think is what it was, or bubbly. It might have been bubbly. And so I contacted Maniology, and they're like, sure, you know, no problem. Send me the pictures. Sent the pictures. And they're like, okay, we're shipping you 2 new ones right off the bat. No problem, no questions asked. And so I cleaned up the cap from this one and was able to salvage it and use it for the one that had the busted cap. And then I got 2 of bubbly and got a replacement of sour apple. But oh my goodness, you should have seen it. It was absolutely, it was a mad gloopy mess. It was a gloopy mess. It was too funny. I was looking at it in the bottom like, oh my goodness. And thankfully, you know, Maniology has amazing customer service. It's part of why I am so faithful to them for products wise and everything else, because their products are pretty good quality generally. And every once in a while you get one that's kind of iffy on quality, but they're generally very good in quality, and their customer service is absolutely top notch, guys, top notch. And they also help support good charities, like they help the Humane Society, they help tragedy reliefs, like when they had the fires there in Hawaii, and I think there was one where they did for other things, like when tsunamis have hit other places, and hurricanes and things like that. Like they've always helped with you know, tragedy relief kind of things and donate towards them. You know, people in need. They helped a women's shelter once. So like they just are big on helping those in need, as well as they have a great staff. They have phenomenal customer service. Like you don't see this kind of thing from most companies, and it's nice to see that it's a very good company. So on to next color. This is Malachite, and it has a pretty good formula. Doesn't show quite as well over black as it does white, but it is a darker teal light green, and because of that it is harder to see it over a dark color, but it does stamp just as well over both. It's just dark on dark's hard to see. Okay, Leia, I love you, sweetheart, but that does not feel good. Can you please stop stabbing my leg? I love you too. Yes. I have enough holes in that leg from you, you know. Okay, so this next green is a softer but brighter green as Tutu Melee, and it is a metallic green. This came in one of their Christmas themed boxes, their Tropical Christmas box. Shaka Santa was the other color in that box. It was a red. Very glittery holographic red, if memory serves me right. And this one shows quite well over both white and black. And it is a metallic, and it has a hint of a gold shimmer to it. You can see it in the light, reflecting a slight gold to it. All right, so this next one is like a brown green and definitely has an olivey tone to it as well. It is Artichoke, and it is a slightly newer one. It is also a metallic. And it reminds me of a more opaque Soulless polish. Soulless is a brown special effect stamping polish from the Grimm's Nightfall collection, and it's a brownish, it's more brown than green, but it has some green hues to it. This is more green than brown, but it's still a lot like that, and it feels more like an opaque version of that. It definitely leans heavy into the brown, but it is still green, and it's quite stunning, has a beautiful metallic finish, and shows quite nicely over both black and white. On camera, this looks more brown than it does in person. Okay, so I believe this is one of those, yes, Zombie Hut. So this is a relatively new one. This came out in the Hawaiian Halloween box back in September? I believe it was September. So this was either last August or last September. I could swore it was September. But this is a very soft, pastel-y mint-like color. This also gives me spearmint vibes, like spearmint candy and things like that. Just a very soft spearmint-like green. Okay, so this is another one of my all-time favorites, and this leans towards the blue family. And it is a blue-green metallic special effect, and it is called Ocean Floor. It came in their Deep Sea MXM box, and why won't that come off? All right, fluff, come off of my stick. There. This is such a stunning blue-green with gold shimmer. I am in love with this color. I was jumping for joy when they announced this box because I loved every part of this box. Now, Kraken was the deep, slightly sheer navy blue that came with this, and both colors were absolutely phenomenal, absolutely gorgeous. But this was my favorite. So stunning. Over the white, the blue shines through a little bit more. Over the black, the green pigments shine through more, and it's a nice soft shimmery metallic, and it's got that hint of gold. It is absolutely stunning. This is my favorite of all of them, my absolute all-time favorite. This is my top green right here. There were some, the others I mentioned were like in the top 10 kind of thing, but that is the #1 top favorite of mine. Okay, so this next one is Mangrove, and this is a very beautiful green as well. This is a nice olive metallic green, and it is quite nice. It has a ultra fine metallic, so it's more smooth shine and less bright than the bigger pigmented metallics, and it shines beautifully over both black and white, and I love it. It's definitely one of the top 10. Okay, so this next one is actually called Spearmint. It is definitely a minty green, just a darker minty green, and it shows up beautifully over both black and white. Even at this distance, I can see the stamps on the screen quite clearly. goodness, girl, you are not very patient. Okay, so here's a deeper yellowy green, almost like a lime green, and Limelight is the name, so that's very appropriate. This is more of a lime green. And yeah, I can kind of see it. It reminds me of key lime pie a little bit. A little bit. And this one also does well over both, though it gives it a more minty green over the black and stays the same over white. Okay, so this next one is Lily Pad, guys, and I've mentioned it probably 4 times in this video already. And this is a very nice, deep, earthy green that is also great for nature manis that are more based off of like forests and things like that. And I cannot praise this one enough. I use this one for like rose leaves and trees and all sorts of stuff. It's definitely a nice earthy green. Okay, so this next one is another one that I had lost the sticker on, but I know for a fact that this is the one it is. Had to go back and look at the names off of the collections because I knew which collection it was from. This is Malice, and this is a very deep emerald green that has a lot of holographic pigments, but not enough to be an actual holographic polish per se. But it definitely has quite a few chunks of holographic glitters in it. And it is a very stunning green. Emeralds are my more favorite color for green. Generally, that is what I go to. That is my more preferred kind of green. And look at that shimmer from all those holographic glitters. Now it does show up well over black, however it is so dark that it is hard to see, and you know, it shows phenomenally over white. Okay, so we are on our last one, guys, and this one is Alocasia, and it is also a deep emeraldy green. It has a hint towards the yellow realm. It also has a gold shimmer added to it. And this is also a very beautiful green. The shimmer doesn't show quite as well on the stamps as it does by itself, but it does show. And it shows just fine over both colors, over both black and white. However, once again, it is a very deep green, so it is harder to see over black just because it's dark on dark. But it does show up well over both. And that is all of my greens, guys. And I apologize for my cat who is clean. Oh, that look. You look so sad. Yes, I will pet you. Who is sitting next to me giving me the saddest look on the planet. Like I have just rejected her heart. She's looking so sad at me for no reason whatsoever. You've had lots of love, sweetheart. Don't you throw your ears back at me. She is so sassy. She has so much personality. It's so funny. She really does. She has so much personality, and she is so clingy all the time, but she's just extra clingy today, and I do not know why. What, sweetheart? So that is everything, guys. I hope this was helpful. I hope you guys enjoyed this. This is my collection. Now I have quite a few older polishes in this collection, so the bulk of the collection is newer, and most of which is available still, but there's quite a few older ones, more than I thought I had, actually. Was kind of surprised by how many I had out of the older ones. I guess I've always been fighting for more greens. Always wondering why I don't have the right green. I do have less greens than I do blues, though, oddly enough. I thought I had more greens than I had blues, but I guess it's the other way around. I have a lot of both. So that is all my greens, and I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you liked this video, please give a like. If you want to help support the channel, you know, like and comment. If this is not your first time to my channel and you've liked at least a few of the videos I have posted, feel free to subscribe. That also helps my channel out. And if you want to help support the channel monetarily, you can help by using my code the next time you place an order with Maniology. You get 10% off of everything except for MXM plates and the boxes themselves. You get 10% off of all their polishes, their regular plates, their accessories and things like that off of your entire order, and I get a small kickback, so it's a win-win for everybody. And for those of you who have already been doing that, thank you all. I appreciate you guys greatly. That's getting me one step closer to ad revenue and being able to get me one step closer to even doing giveaways. So I do believe that is everything, guys, and I hope you all enjoyed this and that you are all having a good morning, afternoon, evening, or night, whatever it may be, wherever you are at while you were watching this video. And until next time, guys, bye.